Liam wiped the sweat from his forehead as he tightened the last bolt on a hover cart in the starport. The smell of hot metal and oil filled the small maintenance bay, and the hum of machinery was almost constant. He enjoyed his work even if it was repetitive at times. Humans were known across the sector for their mechanical skill, and Liam prided himself on being one of the best. But today something caught his attention that made him pause, something he had never expected to find in this busy hub. A small figure sat on a nearby bench, half hidden under a bright green cloak. The figure moved slightly, and Liam noticed a small alien form, delicate and trembling. Its large golden eyes were filled with sadness, and one of its legs looked bent at an unnatural angle. Liam's chest tightened. He had seen injured creatures before, but there was something in the girl's eyes that spoke of more than just pain. There was fear, despair, and a loss of hope. He stepped closer. "Hey," he said gently, trying not to startle her. The alien girl looked up at him with wide eyes. Her voice was soft but filled with sorrow. I can't play anymore," she said, her words trembling. Tears began to roll down her cheeks. Liam felt a pang of empathy. He had never met her before, but something about the way she said those words made his chest ache. It was not just about the broken leg. It was about losing something that defined her joy, her identity, and her spirit. Liam knelt down carefully, making sure he was at her eye level. "Hey, don't worry," he said. "I won't give up. I'll fix this." The girl blinked at him, uncertain. You will?" she whispered. Her voice carried a mixture of disbelief and faint hope. Liam nodded. "Yes, I'll do everything I can. I don't give up on people, or friends. Not when they need help." Mira studied him carefully. She had been rejected before, told that her leg was too damaged, that she could never play again. Humans had sometimes been kind, sometimes indifferent, but this one, he seemed different. There was a determination in his eyes, a calm patience that told her he would try, no matter how difficult. She hesitated, unsure if she should trust him, but something deep inside her told her she could. Liam examined her leg carefully. The injury was severe. One of the joints in her cybernetic enhancement was twisted, and the organic tissue around it was bruised and fragile. It was not a simple repair. Many humans would have called it impossible. Many aliens too. But Liam did not think that way. He had learned over years of repairing ships, drones, and alien machinery that challenges were opportunities to prove one's skill and perseverance. Myra's leg was broken, yes, but it was not beyond repair. He spoke to her gently as he began assessing the damage. "This is going to be tricky, but we can do it. It's going to take time and I might make mistakes, but I'll keep trying." Myra's golden eyes searched his face. She had been told things like that before, kind words that ended in disappointment. But Liam's tone was steady, his gaze unwavering. She could see that he meant every word. Slowly she nodded, allowing him to inspect her leg more closely. Liam worked carefully, his hands moving with precision and experience. He checked the alignment of the cybernetic joint, the tension in the ligaments, and the stability of the surrounding muscles. Each small movement required patience. He spoke softly, explaining what he was doing. "I need to be careful here. One wrong move could hurt more than help. But don't worry. I've done difficult repairs before. We'll get through this together." Mira listened intently, learning from his words, and for the first time in days, her face showed a small flicker of hope. As he worked, Liam thought about why he could not give up. He had always believed that humans had a responsibility to help, to improve the lives of others whenever possible. Whether it was a broken starship or a broken being, the principle was the same. Persistence, patience, and care could overcome most obstacles. Myra's injury was more than mechanical, it was emotional. She had lost her confidence, her joy, and her ability to play. Fixing her leg was only the beginning. Restoring her spirit would require time, understanding, and unwavering determination. The minutes turned into hours as Liam carefully adjusted components, tightened screws, and replaced small parts. He worked slowly and methodically, never rushing, always mindful of the fragility of the alien biology intertwined with her technology. Mira shifted slightly, testing her leg as best she could, wincing at times but remaining still. Liam offered encouragement. "Good, that's a small step. Don't worry if it hurts a little. Every step brings you closer to standing on your own." Mira began to talk, softly at first, about how much she had loved running and playing with her friends. She described the games she used to play, the tricks she learned, and the races she had won. Her voice trembled occasionally, but Liam listened patiently, letting her speak. He realized that repairing her leg was only part of the challenge. Restoring her confidence and letting her believe she could play again was equally important. Every story she told, every memory she shared, was a step toward rebuilding her courage. As evening fell over the starport, Liam took a short break. Mira looked at him, her eyes reflecting the soft glow of the overhead lights. "Do you really think I can play again?" she asked quietly. Liam smiled gently. "I do. It might take time and it might be hard, but you can. You're stronger than you think and I won't give up on you. Together we'll make sure you can run and play again." Myra's lips curved slightly into a tentative smile. It was the first smile she had given in days, and it filled Liam with a quiet satisfaction. Throughout the night, Liam continued his work. He repaired, replaced, and adjusted, testing each small movement carefully. Mira learned to trust him, allowing him to guide her through each step. She began to see that he was serious, that he would not quit no matter how long it took. Her fear of being unable to play again slowly began to fade, replaced with cautious hope. She could feel that someone believed in her, someone who would not give up, and it gave her strength she had thought she had lost forever. Liam knelt beside Mira, carefully examining her leg. The injury was worse than he had first imagined. The joint in her cybernetic limb was twisted at an awkward angle, and the organic tissues around it were bruised and tender. Some of the small mechanical supports were bent, and a few wires had frayed. It was clear to him that this repair would be complicated, far more than a simple replacement of parts. He had seen complex alien cybernetics before, but nothing quite like this combination of delicate biology and intricate machinery. Mira watched him closely, her golden eyes wide with fear. "I don't think I can do it," she said quietly, her voice trembling. "I'll never walk again. I can't play anymore." Her shoulders slumped and she looked away, hugging her broken leg as if to protect it. Liam could see how deep her despair ran. This wasn't just about the pain in her leg, it was about losing the ability to do what she loved, the freedom she had once taken for granted, and the fear that it was gone forever. Liam took a deep breath. He had faced difficult repairs before, ships damaged in asteroid collisions, drones fried by electrical surges, but nothing had tested him like this. This was different. This was life, fragile and alive, with a mind and spirit that could be broken if he made a mistake. And yet, he knew giving up was not an option. "Mira," he said gently, "I know it looks bad. I know it feels impossible right now. But we can fix this. It's not going to be easy, but I promise I won't stop. I will not give up on you." Mira hesitated, unsure if she could trust him. She had been told similar things before, kind words that ended in disappointment. But Liam's eyes were steady, calm, and filled with determination. There was no hesitation, no doubt. Slowly she nodded, a small spark of hope flickering in her chest. She could sense that he meant what he said. "You really think you can fix it?" she asked quietly, almost afraid to believe him. Liam smiled. "I know I can. It will take time, patience, and a lot of work, but together we can do it." Liam began by cleaning the damaged area, carefully removing small shards of broken material and inspecting the delicate wiring. He explained each step to Mira, speaking softly so as not to overwhelm her. "These wires control the movement of your leg. They're fine in some places, but we'll need to repair the frayed ones. The joint itself is bent, so I'll need to realign it carefully. Don't worry, I'll guide you through everything." Mira nodded, watching intently, trying to understand the process. Her fear was still there, but it was mixed with curiosity. As Liam worked, he told her small stories about the machines he had repaired in the past. He spoke of ships stranded in asteroid fields, drones that had fallen from orbit, and engines that refused to start. Each story ended with a lesson. Persistence, patience, and careful observation could overcome almost any challenge. Mira listened, and for the first time since her injury she smiled faintly. These stories gave her courage, reminding her that problems, no matter how difficult, could be solved with the right approach. Hours passed as Liam carefully adjusted and repaired the joint. He worked slowly, methodically, testing each small movement before proceeding further. Mira watched, shifting slightly as he guided her through minor exercises to prevent stiffness. "Take a small step," he instructed. "Just a tiny one. Don't rush. Feel the movement. Trust the process." Mira obeyed cautiously, her golden eyes wide with concentration. The leg trembled slightly, but it moved. A small cheer escaped her lips. I did it," she whispered, disbelief and joy mingling in her voice. Liam smiled encouragingly. "Yes, that's it. That's the first step. Every small movement counts. We'll do more step by step. Don't worry if it hurts a little. That's normal. Pain doesn't mean failure." Myra's fear began to fade, replaced with determination. She realized that this human was not just repairing her leg. He was teaching her to trust herself again, to believe that she could regain what she had lost. The next day, Liam continued the repair, adding reinforcements to the joint and integrating a new support system. He carefully calibrated the mechanical parts to mimic the natural movements of her biology. Mira followed his instructions, testing small motions, flexing her toes, bending the joint and shifting her weight. Each movement was cautious, but each one brought her closer to mobility. Liam praised every small success, reinforcing her confidence. Good. That's perfect. See, you're making progress. Myra's laughter returned, small at first, then growing louder as she experimented with her leg. I can bend it. Look, I can bend it, she exclaimed. Liam chuckled, happy to see her spirit returning. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Keep going. You're stronger than you think. The starport around them bustled with life, humans and aliens moving past without noticing the small miracle occurring in the quiet maintenance bay. Liam paid no attention. He was focused entirely on Mira, guiding her with patience and care. But progress was not always smooth. At times, Myra's leg stiffened, or a wire slipped out of alignment. Each setback frustrated her. I can't do this, she said, tears welling up again. Liam knelt beside her, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. Yes, you can. Every mistake is part of the process. We learn from it, we adjust, and we keep moving forward. You're not alone, Mira. I won't give up, and you shouldn't either. Mira looked into his eyes, seeing the unwavering determination there. Slowly, she nodded, ready to try again. Over several days, Liam and Mira worked together. He repaired, she tested. He guided, she learned. The bond between them grew, built on patience, trust, and mutual respect. Liam realized that this work was about more than fixing a leg. It was about restoring hope, courage, and independence. Myra's spirit had been broken by fear, injury, and doubt. Liam's persistence and empathy were helping her rebuild it, one careful step at a time. Mira began to experiment more, testing her weight on the leg, bending, stretching, and eventually taking small hops. Each movement was a victory. I can move better, she exclaimed. Liam grinned. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Every time you try, you get stronger. Don't be afraid of falling. You're learning, and learning takes patience. Mira beamed, her golden eyes shining with renewed hope. Neighbors in the starport began to notice their teamwork. Some humans whispered to each other, amazed at Liam's dedication. Others watched quietly, impressed by the alien girl's determination to trust and participate. It was a small example of human ingenuity and compassion, and it did not go unnoticed. Liam remained focused, gently guiding Mira through exercises, celebrating every small success, and offering encouragement when she faltered. As night fell, Liam and Mira rested for a moment. Mira stretched her leg carefully, amazed at how much more flexible it felt. I can almost stand without help, she said, a wide smile lighting up her face. Liam nodded. Almost there. Tomorrow we'll take even bigger steps. You'll run again, I promise. Myra's eyes glistened with tears, not of sadness but of joy and hope. She realized that with Liam's guidance she could trust herself again. The next morning, Liam returned with fresh tools and materials. He had designed a custom support system to strengthen her leg further, combining human engineering with careful observation of her biology. Mira was eager to try. Let's do it, she said, determination replacing her previous fear. Liam smiled. That's the spirit. We'll take it slow, step by step. They spent the day testing, adjusting, and learning together. Myra's progress was slow but steady. Each successful movement reinforced her confidence, and her laughter began to return more freely. By the end of the week, Mira could stand unassisted for several minutes. She could bend, flex, and even take a few steps with Liam guiding her lightly. Her confidence had grown remarkably. I think I might be able to run soon, she said quietly, almost afraid to believe it. Liam knelt beside her, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. You will. It's going to take a little more work, but I know you can. You're strong and you haven't given up. That's what matters most. Mira smiled fully now, her spirit beginning to shine again. She realized that fear had no power when someone believed in her and refused to quit. Liam had shown her the human way, persistence, empathy, and skill combined to overcome even the hardest challenges. She could not play yet, but the possibility of it was real. And she would not stop until she could. And so, Liam continued patiently, adjusting, repairing, and guiding Mira every step of the way. The repair of her leg was only the beginning. The true work was teaching her to trust, to hope, and to believe in herself again. With every small step she took, her fear diminished, her courage grew, and her joy slowly returned. Liam had refused to quit, and Myra's determination began to match his. Together they were unstoppable. By the end of this part of the journey, Myra's leg was no longer just broken machinery and flesh. It was a symbol of hope, patience, and human determination. She had begun to trust again. She had begun to believe that she could play, explore, and live fully once more. Liam had proven that even the hardest challenges could be overcome with persistence, care, and empathy. And Mira, inspired by his refusal to quit, had found the courage to take the first steps toward freedom and joy. Day by day, Liam worked with Mira, carefully building a new support system for her leg. He measured and adjusted, tested and retested, making sure every joint, every wire, and every piece of mechanical reinforcement worked perfectly with her delicate alien biology. It was a slow process, requiring patience and precision, but Liam never hurried. He knew that rushing could undo the progress they had already made. Every small adjustment brought Mira closer to walking again, and he reminded himself constantly that persistence was the key. Mira watched Liam work, fascinated by his skill and attention to detail. She had never seen a human work with such care on a living creature, combining mechanical precision with empathy. Every day she took small steps on her repaired leg, tentative at first, testing the strength and stability of the new support. Each tiny movement was a victory, and Liam cheered quietly for her, offering encouragement. "Good job," he said one morning as Mira bent her legs smoothly without wincing. "See? You're getting stronger every day." The progress was slow but noticeable. Mira could feel herself growing more confident with each step. At first she could barely stand without support, but now she could walk a few steps alone, though carefully. She laughed softly at her own success, a sound that had been missing for weeks. Liam smiled, watching her transformation, realizing that the real victory was not just in repairing her leg, but in restoring her spirit. Mira had begun to believe in herself again, and that belief would carry her farther than any mechanical support ever could. Others in the starport began to notice their work. Maintenance crews, travelers, and alien residents paused occasionally to watch the human and the small alien girl. They whispered among themselves, amazed at Liam's dedication. Many had seen humans repair ships, machines, and equipment, but few had seen one dedicate himself to helping a fragile life form with such patience and skill. Myra's determination, matched with Liam's perseverance, created a quiet but powerful spectacle that left observers inspired. Myra's daily exercises continued. She would stand on one leg then the other, testing balance. She practiced bending her joints carefully, feeling the movement become smoother with each attempt. Liam was always beside her, guiding her, offering corrections and celebrating even the smallest victories. "Yes, exactly like that," he would say. "Feel the movement. Trust it. You're doing wonderfully." Mira began to look forward to these sessions, seeing them not as work or effort, but as a path to freedom and play. As the days passed, the bond between Liam and Mira deepened. She began to trust him completely, following his instructions without fear. She laughed at his jokes, asked questions about his work, and even suggested small improvements to her leg's design. Liam listened carefully, incorporating her ideas whenever possible. He admired her courage and intelligence, realizing that she was learning as much as she was healing. Their teamwork became seamless, a partnership of determination, trust, and shared goals. Mira began to explore further. She would walk longer distances within the starport, testing her strength and endurance. Sometimes she would stumble, but Liam was always there to catch her, steady her, and remind her that mistakes were part of the process. "It's okay," he said one afternoon as she tripped over a loose tile. "Falling doesn't mean failure. Every step is a step forward. You learn, you adjust, and you keep moving. That's how progress is made." Mira nodded, absorbing his words, and rose again with renewed determination. Liam continued to refine the mechanical supports in her leg. He adjusted sensors, strengthened joints, and recalibrated movement patterns to match her natural gait. Mira noticed the improvements immediately. Her steps became smoother, her balance more reliable, and her confidence grew. She could now navigate short distances without relying on anyone to support her. Every successful movement was a triumph, and Liam celebrated with her quietly, understanding the significance of each small victory. Observers continued to watch. Starport visitors began to comment on the unusual sight, a human dedicating himself to helping a small alien girl regain mobility. Some whispered admiration, others expressed disbelief, and a few were inspired to offer help themselves. Liam ignored the attention, focused solely on Mira, but he felt a quiet pride in how their determination was affecting others. Humanity, through his actions, had demonstrated patience, skill, and compassion, a lesson that went beyond mere mechanics. Myra's joy began to return fully. She would run small races with herself, testing her speed and agility. Her laughter echoed softly through the starport, bringing smiles to those who heard it. Liam guided her carefully, reminding her to pace herself, to trust her leg, and to maintain balance. "You're doing wonderfully," he said one morning. "Look at how far you've come. This leg will carry you further than you imagine." Mira beamed at him, filled with gratitude and renewed hope. One afternoon, Liam and Mira moved to an open area in the starport. Mira attempted longer walks, navigating obstacles and uneven surfaces. Liam followed closely, ready to assist, but allowing her independence. Each successful step reinforced her confidence, and soon she was moving with greater ease, her strides becoming more natural. "I feel stronger," she said softly, amazed at her own progress. Liam smiled. "That's because you are. Strength comes from practice, determination, and never giving up." Myra's small victories began to inspire others in the starport. Children watched, fascinated by her determination, while adults whispered about the human's dedication. Some approached Liam to ask questions about his methods, eager to learn from his patience and skill. He explained carefully, emphasizing persistence, careful observation, and respect for the individual's abilities. The story of their teamwork quietly spread, creating a ripple of admiration and hope. Liam continued to challenge Mira gently. He introduced exercises to improve her agility, balance, and endurance. She practiced stepping over small obstacles, moving quickly between points, and bending her joints in controlled ways. Liam encouraged her at every step, providing corrections and celebrating each success. Myra's confidence grew rapidly. She was no longer afraid of falling or failing. She trusted herself and the guidance she received. By the end of the week, Mira could walk several meters without assistance. She could bend, twist, and step over small objects with ease. Her joy had returned in full measure, and she often laughed while practicing. Liam watched proudly, knowing that his persistence and care had made a tangible difference. Mira had begun to believe in herself again, and that belief was more powerful than any mechanical support he could provide. The starport's atmosphere seemed to shift around them. Others began to respect the process they witnessed. A human dedicating himself fully to helping an alien child regain mobility. Whispered conversations noted the patience, skill, and empathy displayed. Liam's work had become a quiet example of humanity's ability to solve problems thoughtfully and with care. Mira, too, was learning the value of perseverance and courage. Together, they were showing that setbacks could be overcome with determination and trust. Each morning, Mira approached her exercises with enthusiasm. She practiced carefully, guided by Liam's instructions, and celebrated each improvement. Liam, in turn, refined the mechanical components, adjusted the joint calibrations, and tested each movement meticulously. Progress was slow but steady, and every day brought new signs of strength and independence. Myra's joy returned in small, tangible ways. A laugh here, a confident step there, a gleam of hope in her eyes. By the end of 2 weeks, Mira could walk confidently without support. She could bend her leg naturally, step over small obstacles, and maintain balance while moving. Her laughter filled the starport, and Liam smiled quietly, satisfied with their progress. Myra's trust in him had grown completely, and her fear had all but disappeared. She could feel the promise of freedom returning, and with it, the joy of playing and exploring once more. Observers continued to watch, quietly inspired. Humans and aliens alike began to whisper about the dedication, patience, and skill displayed. Liam had not only repaired a leg but had restored hope and courage. Myra's transformation was a testament to the human spirit. Persistence, empathy, and ingenuity could overcome even the most difficult challenges. The example quietly spread, showing that courage and determination were as important as skill and intelligence. By the 3rd week, Liam began to reduce his direct assistance. Mira practiced walking and running independently, testing the limits of her leg. Liam monitored closely, ready to intervene if necessary, but allowing her autonomy. Myra's confidence soared. She could now move freely, explore the starport without fear, and even play small games with other children and aliens nearby. The support system Liam had built worked perfectly, and Myra's spirit had been fully restored. Mira turned to Liam one morning, her golden eyes shining. I can play again, can't I?" she asked. Liam smiled, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. Yes, you can. You've worked hard, you've trusted yourself, and you've never given up. Now it's your time to enjoy it. Go play, explore, and have fun. You've earned it. Mira laughed, the sound bright and full of joy, and ran a few steps, testing her leg and reveling in the freedom she had regained. Liam watched her run, feeling a deep sense of pride. This was more than a mechanical repair. It was a triumph of patience, empathy, and determination. Mira had learned to trust again, to believe in herself, and to embrace joy. Liam had demonstrated the human way: persistence, careful observation, and a refusal to quit, no matter how difficult the challenge. Others in the starport looked on, inspired by what they saw: courage, resilience, and the power of cooperation between species. Mira returned to Liam, breathless but smiling. "Thank you," she said simply. Liam shook his head, smiling. "No need to thank me. You did this yourself. I only guided you. The strength was always in you." Mira beamed, realizing that Liam had not only repaired her leg, but had restored her confidence, courage, and joy. She had learned the value of persistence, patience, and trust, lessons she would carry for life. And so, day by day, Liam continued to work with Mira, refining her support and helping her gain strength. Her hope had returned fully, her confidence was growing, and the world seemed bright and full of possibility. Others watched quietly, amazed at the human's dedication and the girl's courage. Through persistence, empathy, and determination, Liam had proven that humans could achieve extraordinary things. And Mira had proven that, with trust and perseverance, she could overcome even the most difficult challenges. Liam carefully adjusted the final components of Mira's new leg. 4 weeks he had worked tirelessly, combining human engineering with alien technology, analyzing the unique biomechanics of her species and finding ways to integrate mechanical supports that would enhance her natural movements. Every joint, every wire, every servo had been tested and retested. He had rebuilt the leg piece by piece, refining it until it was not only functional but also strong, flexible, and capable of supporting her fully. This was the culmination of all his work, patience, and determination. Mira watched with wide eyes as Liam completed the final assembly. Her heart raced with anticipation and a little fear. She had come so far, learning to trust herself and the human who refused to give up on her, but she had not fully believed she would reach this point. "Is it really ready?" she asked quietly. Liam smiled and nodded. "Yes, it's ready. You're ready. This leg will move like it's part of you, and it will help you run, jump, and play. But remember, the first steps are always the hardest. You need to trust yourself and the work we've done." Mira nodded, her golden eyes reflecting a mixture of fear, hope, and excitement. She slowly placed her weight on the new leg. At first, it felt strange, almost foreign, but Liam had designed it to respond to her natural movements. The leg flexed smoothly, bending at the right angles, supporting her fully. She tentatively lifted her other leg and took a small step. The sensation was incredible. It was not just mobility, it was freedom. Mira's lips curved into a small smile, and a spark of joy ignited in her chest. "Good, Mira?" Liam encouraged. "That's it. Keep going. Feel it. Trust yourself." Mira took another step, then another, each one smoother than the last. She found herself walking more confidently, adjusting naturally to the mechanical support. The sense of accomplishment grew with every step. She felt alive in a way she had not in months, the joy of movement returning slowly but unmistakably. Her heart swelled with emotion. She had feared she would never walk again, and now she could move freely. The starport around them had grown quiet as observers noticed Mira's first confident steps. Travelers, merchants, and aliens stopped to watch, some whispering in awe. They had witnessed humans repair ships and machines, but seeing a human restore life, hope, and courage in another being was something entirely different. Liam remained calm and focused, encouraging Mira but allowing her to take the lead. Each step she took demonstrated not just the success of his engineering but the power of human persistence, patience, and empathy. Mira began to walk faster, gaining confidence with each passing moment. She laughed softly, her joy growing. I can really walk," she exclaimed. Liam clapped quietly, proud of her achievement. "Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to see. You did it. Every step is yours. You earned it, and you've worked hard to get here." Mira's laughter grew, her golden eyes sparkling as she experimented with small jumps and turns. She was learning to trust her leg completely, testing its limits, and discovering the full range of movement that Liam had designed into it. Encouraged by her progress, Mira slowly began to run. At first it was a short burst, tentative and careful. Liam ran beside her, watching her form, ready to intervene if necessary. "That's it, Mira. Feel the ground, trust your leg and keep your balance. You can do this." Mira's laughter rang out, her joy uncontained. With each stride she became faster, more confident and more joyful. The months of fear and limitation were replaced by freedom and exhilaration. She was running again, something she had thought impossible. The crowd in the starport watched in awe. Humans and aliens alike were moved by the sight of this small alien girl running with confidence, guided by the skill and determination of a human who refused to quit. They whispered to each other about the courage, persistence and empathy demonstrated in this moment. Liam had not only repaired a leg, he had restored hope, spirit and the freedom to play. Mira's achievement was a testament to the human ability to face challenges patiently and intelligently, overcoming difficulties through skill, care and determination. Mira ran circles around Liam, testing her speed and agility. "Look, Liam. I can run faster than yesterday," she exclaimed, her joy evident in every movement. Liam smiled, keeping pace with her, observing her strides and making small suggestions. "That's great. You're moving so well. Keep your balance, bend your knee just a little more when you land. You're amazing, Mira." Each word of encouragement strengthened her confidence, and her movements became smoother, more natural and increasingly free. The starport began to hum with quiet appreciation. Other children and visitors cheered softly, inspired by Mira's determination and Liam's skill. Some approached cautiously, asking questions about the repair process, marveling at the combination of human engineering and alien technology. Liam explained carefully, emphasizing persistence, patience and careful observation. Mira, meanwhile, demonstrated her movements, showing how the new leg allowed her to walk, run and play again. Hours passed and Mira continued to test her abilities. She ran, jumped and even tried small games, laughing the entire time. Liam watched carefully, making adjustments when necessary, but allowing her independence. Mira had learned to trust herself completely, and the confidence that came with mastery of her new leg was palpable. She no longer needed constant support, she had regained her freedom. At one point, Mira paused, breathing heavily, her cheeks flushed with exertion and joy. She turned to Liam and said, I didn't think I could ever do this. I thought I would never play again." Liam knelt beside her, smiling. "You did it. You trusted yourself and you didn't give up. You have the courage to keep trying and that's why you're running again. This is your victory, Mira, not mine. I only guided you." Mira's eyes filled with tears of happiness. She hugged Liam tightly, grateful not just for the repaired leg, but for the confidence, patience and care he had shown. By the end of the day, Mira could run continuously, make sharp turns and jump over small obstacles. The new leg was fully functional, blending seamlessly with her biology and movements. Liam observed her with pride, knowing that every hour of work, every careful adjustment and every patient encouragement had led to this moment. Mira had regained what she thought was lost forever: her mobility, her joy and her ability to play. The crowd in the starport had grown, quietly witnessing this remarkable achievement. Humans and aliens alike whispered in admiration. Some approached Liam and Mira to offer congratulations, others simply watched in quiet respect. It was a moment that would be remembered for its demonstration of human ingenuity, skill and empathy. Liam's persistence had not only repaired a leg, it had restored hope, courage and the joy of life itself. Mira ran past a small group of children, showing off her speed and agility. They clapped and cheered softly, inspired by her recovery. "Look at her go," one child whispered. "She's amazing." Liam smiled, proud of Mira, and reminded himself that this was the essence of humanity, the ability to persevere, to care, and to help others overcome seemingly impossible challenges. Mira's success was proof that patience, persistence, and empathy could create extraordinary results. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the starport, Mira finally slowed, panting lightly but smiling broadly. She looked at Liam and said, "Thank you. I can play again. I really can." Liam knelt beside her and placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Yes, Mira. You can. And don't ever forget that. You've worked hard, trusted yourself, and never gave up. Now you can run, play, and enjoy your life again. You've earned it." Mira laughed, a sound filled with pure joy. She tested her leg one more time, running a short distance and leaping over a small crate with ease. The crowd cheered quietly, inspired by what they had witnessed. A human demonstrating the power of patience, skill, and determination, and an alien girl reclaiming her mobility, courage, and spirit. It was a quiet but powerful moment of triumph, proof that perseverance and empathy could change lives. As the starport emptied and evening fell, Liam and Mira sat together, exhausted but happy. Mira stretched her legs, testing them gently, and smiled. "I can do anything now," she said softly, more to herself than to Liam. Liam nodded, smiling proudly. "Yes, you can. And remember, it's not just the leg. It's your courage, determination, and trust in yourself that makes all the difference." Mira's golden eyes shone with understanding. She realized that the human had not only repaired her leg but had taught her the value of persistence, hope, and courage. By the end of the night, Mira had fully embraced her freedom. She could run, jump, and play without hesitation. Liam carefully cleaned and stored his tools, satisfied with the results of his work. He had proven the human way: patience, intelligence, skill, and empathy could overcome even the most difficult challenges. Mira's recovery was a testament to that truth, and the quiet admiration of the starport crowd was proof that their story had inspired others. And so Mira ran freely, her laughter echoing through the starport. Liam watched, quietly proud, knowing that he had not only repaired a leg but restored a spirit. This moment, small yet powerful, demonstrated the essence of humanity: determination, skill, and the refusal to give up, no matter how difficult the challenge. Mira had learned to trust herself, and Liam had proven that humans could make a difference in ways that extended far beyond machines. Mira hugged Liam tightly, her small arms wrapping around him as if she would never let go. Her golden eyes sparkled with joy, tears of happiness rolling down her cheeks. 4 months she had been confined, limited by her broken leg, and haunted by the fear that she would never run, jump, or play again. Now, at last, she could move freely, and the exhilaration was overwhelming. I can play again," she whispered, her voice trembling with excitement. Liam smiled down at her, gently patting her back. "Yes, Mira. You can. You've worked hard, trusted yourself, and never gave up. This is your victory." Mira pulled back slightly to look at him, her eyes shining with gratitude. "Thank you, Liam. I don't know what I would have done without you. I thought I would never feel this joy again." Liam shook his head, his expression calm but warm. "No, Mira. You did this yourself. I only guided you. The strength, the courage, and the determination were always inside you. I just helped you see it." Mira nodded slowly, understanding for the first time how much her own persistence had mattered. Liam helped Mira step back, giving her room to move freely. She tested her leg cautiously at first, bending it, twisting it, and taking careful steps. Then, with a deep breath, she began to run. At first it was tentative, each stride measured, but soon she gained speed. Her laughter filled the starport, echoing through the metal halls and attracting the attention of passers-by. Humans, aliens, and travelers stopped to watch the small alien girl run freely for the first time in months. They whispered in awe, witnessing not just a recovery, but a story of courage and determination. As Mira ran past crates and machinery, weaving between the obstacles, Liam watched with pride. He had seen many machines repaired, many starships restored, but this was different. This was life restored, spirit renewed, and hope reignited. Every small step, every leap, every turn was proof that determination and patience could overcome even the hardest challenges. Mira's joy was contagious, and those who watched could feel the energy and courage emanating from her movements. She ran in wide circles, spinning and jumping, testing the limits of her new leg. "Look, Liam. I can jump now. I can run fast. I can play," she shouted with delight. Liam laughed softly, clapping his hands. "Exactly. That's what I wanted to see. Keep going. Test your limits. Don't hold back. You're ready, Mira. You've earned this freedom." Mira's small form moved with increasing confidence and grace, each step demonstrating the success of Liam's work and the power of her own persistence. The crowd that had gathered in the starport watched in admiration. Some children clapped and cheered quietly, inspired by Mira's courage. Other humans and aliens whispered among themselves, noting how Liam had devoted himself completely to her recovery. It was more than a mechanical repair. It was a demonstration of human empathy, intelligence, and determination. Liam had shown that humans could face any challenge patiently, skillfully, and with care for the well-being of others. Mira's victory was a testament to that truth. Mira ran to Liam again, panting but smiling brightly. "I feel amazing. I never thought I could feel this happy again," she said, breathless. Liam knelt beside her, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "That's the power of never giving up," he said softly. "When you keep trying, even when things are hard, determination can overcome anything. Remember that, Mira." Today you learned something more than running or jumping. You learned that courage and persistence can achieve incredible things. Mira listened carefully, her chest still heaving from exertion. She had learned that lesson well. Her experience had been difficult, filled with fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but through it all, Liam's patience and guidance had never wavered. She realized that she had not only regained the ability to play, but had discovered inner strength she had never known she possessed. "I understand, Liam," she said quietly. "I will remember. I won't give up no matter what happens." Liam smiled, proud of her resolve. For the next hour, Mira ran freely around the starport. She leaped over small obstacles, dodged crates, and raced between maintenance stations. Liam observed quietly, allowing her the independence she had worked so hard to regain. Her movements were smooth, natural, and confident. Every stride, every jump, every laugh reinforced the bond between them. Liam had not only repaired her leg, but had restored her freedom, her confidence, and her spirit. It was a triumph of human skill, patience, and determination, and it was visible in every joyful movement Mira made. Observers continued to watch, quietly inspired. The story of Liam and Mira spread through the starport. Merchants, travelers, and other residents spoke of the human who refused to quit and the alien girl who had learned to trust and persevere. Children were particularly captivated, seeing in Mira's determination a lesson in courage and persistence. Some approached Liam to ask questions, eager to learn how he had managed such a difficult repair. Liam explained carefully, emphasizing patience, careful observation, and the refusal to give up, no matter how challenging the problem. Mira ran to a small open area and began practicing small games, racing imaginary opponents, leaping over low obstacles, and even spinning in joyful circles. Her laughter rang out clearly, and Liam watched with pride. "See? You're doing wonderfully. Every movement is perfect. Keep enjoying yourself," she heard him say. Each word gave her confidence. She realized that this freedom, this joy, was possible because someone had believed in her, guided her, and refused to give up. Liam's example had taught her the value of patience, perseverance, and courage. As evening fell, the starport lights glowed softly, casting long shadows across the floor. Mira slowed for a moment, catching her breath and smiling. "I never thought I could feel like this again," she said softly, her eyes shining. Liam knelt beside her. "You can, Mira. And this is only the beginning. There will be challenges ahead, but remember what you've learned. Determination can overcome anything. You've experienced it firsthand today." Mira nodded, taking in his words, understanding their meaning fully. She ran a few more laps, testing her stamina and agility, laughing as she went. Each stride was more confident than the last. Liam observed carefully, ready to offer guidance but allowing her independence. He knew that Mira had learned more than how to walk or run. She had learned how to face fear, how to trust herself, and how to never give up. Her recovery was a testament to the human spirit, the ability to persevere, adapt, and support others with skill, patience, and empathy. As Mira slowed for a final time, she turned to Liam and hugged him again. "Thank you," she said simply, her voice full of emotion. Liam smiled and ruffled her hair gently. "You don't need to thank me, Mira. You did this yourself. I only guided you. The courage, determination, and effort were always yours. Remember that as you continue to explore, play, and enjoy your freedom." Mira's eyes glistened with understanding. She realized that her victory was not just physical, it was emotional and mental as well. The starport gradually quieted as evening fell, but Mira continued to move, testing her leg in small ways. She danced, ran, and leaped, experiencing the joy of freedom fully. Liam watched quietly, proud and satisfied. The work had been hard, the repairs challenging, and the process slow, but the results were undeniable. Mira had regained her ability to play, her confidence, and her spirit. She had learned the power of perseverance and the value of trusting oneself. Liam had shown that humans could inspire courage through patience, skill, and determination. At the end of the day, Mira ran one last time across the open space, her laughter echoing. She stopped and looked at Liam, her golden eyes full of gratitude and joy. "I feel alive," she said. Liam smiled warmly. "That's the way it should be, Mira. Life is for moving, playing, and enjoying. Remember that every step you take is a victory, and every challenge you face can be overcome if you never give up." Mira nodded, her smile bright and genuine. She ran once more, this time not testing her leg but celebrating it. Each step was smooth, confident, and full of joy. Liam watched, feeling a deep sense of pride and satisfaction. He had not only repaired a leg but had helped restore a life, spirit, and hope. The quiet cheering of those who observed was a testament to the story of courage and determination that had unfolded before their eyes. As night fell over the starport, Mira continued to play and explore, running freely and confidently. Liam packed his tools, satisfied that his work was complete. Mira's recovery was more than a mechanical success. It was a human story of patience, determination, and empathy. Through his efforts, Liam had demonstrated the HFY principle. Humans could overcome great challenges with skill, intelligence, and care. Mira had experienced courage, hope, and freedom, lessons that would remain with her forever. And so Mira ran freely, laughing and spinning, full of joy. Liam watched, proud and quietly satisfied, knowing that he had helped create a story that would inspire others. The tale of a human who refused to give up and an alien girl who learned to trust herself was one of courage, hope, and the extraordinary power of perseverance.